Welcome to the Best Option Restoration Podcast. This podcast series is designed to help you better understand the challenges you face, compare options, and educate you about your specific situation so you can make sound decisions. Events like yours can increase in cost significantly or limit your options by making uninformed decisions and in some cases impact your health. Offering restoration services for water damage, mold remediation, and fire damage, we are a full-service company and have remodeling teams on staff for buildbacks that saves time and money. All of our field techs are ILCRC trained and certified. And now let's get to the Best Option Restoration Podcast with Mike and TJ.
Hey guys, welcome to Best Option Restoration West Houston's first episode for their podcast series we're going to be doing for mold remediation and water damage. I'm talking with TJ right now. He's the owner of the company. We're going to be talking about his background. This is a franchise operation and all the challenges that you face choosing a company if you're faced with having to remediate mold from your home or have water damage restoration performed with a build back. This is a big decision, people. I've got an extensive background in this. I was a builder for 22 years. I've written countless, I've consulted countless public adjusters in large mold and water damage restoration projects and having to rewrite scopes and stuff. So I want you guys to pay attention to this because this is a company I highly recommend. And when we get through with this conversation, you're going to understand why. Hey, TJ, how are you doing this morning?
Hey, doing really good. Thanks for having me.
The first thing I want to talk about is your background, your education, and where you came from before you started this franchise.
Yeah, absolutely. So, my background is a little unconventional for most restoration people. I have a completely business background. My education's in finance. My master's degree is in finance. Like my first job was in investment banking, seeing all sorts of different deals go through, nothing to do with the restoration.
Right. But when you're looking at business models and things where people are coming to you and say, hey, we want money to fund our business, what are some of the things that you find challenging, even though you have all these people with all this great experience, but they kind of lack business acumen?
Yeah, especially with a lot of small businesses. You usually see businesses run in that level by someone who's clearly not a business person. So you miss a lot of stuff along the way. On-time payments, their books usually don't look very good. Even the way that they address customers is maybe not always like the most professional either. So, this is all stuff we would consult people on and try to get them up to speed before we're kind of going as well. Well,
with obviously with your company, which is based out of West Houston?
Yeah, we're based in Central Houston. West Houston just is, we're on that side of I-45.
How much of Houston do you service?
We service all of Houston, all the way up north. We have a team that works out in Port Arthur, Beaumont as well. Like we cover all of the Houston area.
And you're covering water damage, fire damage, and mold damage?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, obviously, you haven't been in the field remediating mold and all of this for decades, and your experience, you're bringing the money and the experience and the professionalism to create a company that can be run professionally. Now, what did you do to find these incredible teams of guys that you have working for you for the restoration, water damage, remediation, mold remediation, and the build backs after all the demos done to get these people back in their operations?
So this is my first major venture into the industry, right? And so because of that, I want it to be successful. So to be successful, you got to have the best people. So I wanted to surround myself with the best resources to make that happen. My water and mold expert's been doing it for 30 years. My other project manager's been working with him for 20 of those years. And, my build back guy has been an expert in, asbestos and rebuilds and construction for 20 years himself. So, I was surrounding myself with the best people who are able to match things that, we see as kind of rare. They're fully certified, which is something you don't always see. I interviewed a lot of people to kind of get to the people that I did end up hiring. And one glaring thing that I saw was, yeah, sure, you have all these years of experience, but where are your certifications? Where is the license that says that you're going to do this in the best way possible that's going to make people feel the most comfortable?
Well, and that's what I've seen in this industry for decades is there's a lot of great, competent guys out there. The problem is they've never been trained on the applications, the procedures, the technology, the protective gear, how to mitigate damage when they find an isolated area. And they literally have no training and no certification. And that just absolutely blows my mind. Apparently, the rules are you just have to have one guy with training and certification sitting on his derriere at the office who never goes out in the field. So who's working on your house? I always ask this question because it did not make sense to me. Why would a company put a whole crew of guys out there just because they said they did it yesterday doesn't mean that they're doing it right or not protracting the damage?
Yeah, of course. And, that's something that I really wanted when running mine as well. The franchise only requires me to go and get licensed. But, I want every single person that's leading a team actually on the job to have the licenses for the job that they're performing.
Which is exactly the way the licensing authorities intended it to be. But because it's vague, they take advantage of that. I mean, I wouldn't want somebody out there tearing into somebody's house that was not trained and certified because this stuff is harmful to people. It can take a bedroom and turn it into an entire home remediation because you'll just never get testing clearance because you spread the stuff all over the house by stirring it up like a fire with a stick.
Yeah, and we definitely have seen a lot of jobs done incorrectly. We've been called to fix other jobs that other people have done, and we see all sorts of issues. People cutting too far, costing them way more than it should.
Yeah, they're over demoing the space, right?
Exactly.
You could have cut out a 4-foot section, but they demoed half the kitchen.
Yeah, exactly.
And all that means to you, the homeowner, is you're spending tons more money because you're dealing with the vast majority of people in this industry that are working on your house. I don't care what the logo is on the truck. The guy that's running that project needs to be licensed and certified so he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, of course.
It is so lacking in this industry, and they spend so much money on getting these things done. It's just shocking to me. So I commend you for that. And, again, here goes business acumen. Okay, so I got to get a license to operate this business. Wow, it's regulated. Great. Business mind going, I need to hire people that are in the field that are licensed and trained so they don't make mistakes. And so they complete the job and task that we're tasked to do. We are talking about public safety.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
So it just goes to show when you bring a professional into an industry, they're going to do it the way it was intended to be done. Now, the two crews that you got, I'm thoroughly impressed with. You've got Cyrus. Now, this guy's been in water, mold, and fire remediation for literally 3 decades. Okay, this is all the guy did since he got out of high school, and he is one of the top guys in the field. And that's who's going to be ramrodding your projects. And he has got every certification they make for this industry. He's professionally trained, and he brought his entire crew that he's been working with for a very long time when Cyrus was hired by TJ. So he's got that entire team that have been working together like a well-oiled football machine. And then he's also partnered with Edgar, and Cyrus have been working together for decades. And Edgar is the build back guy. He's got all the remodeling experience, the build back, commercial, residential. They do an incredible job. So this is cradle to the grave. We're going to go in. We're going to assess. We're going to demo what's required. We're going to contain. We're going to remediate. And then we're going to build it back just like the day you got it.
And, we're ready in case even along the project, something that's not supposed to be there pops up. Like we've dealt with a lot of situations on a water job, it turns into mold, and most people are told drop the job and get out of there. But, we wanted to make sure that we're fully equipped for anything that comes up.
Well, I can tell you this. You can prevent water damage or spills or pipe leaks from converting into a big major mold event the faster that you respond. So if that happens, you immediately get on the phone and call Best Option Restoration West Houston. You can find them online at BOR. That's Best Option Restoration. So BORWestHouston.com, or you can call them today at 832-377-7011. 832-377-7011. And I'm telling you, this is one of the best companies out there. When'd you guys start?
We started up last October. We're fairly new to the game, and but so far we love working together, and we love solving problems. So it's a good fit.
Well, you might be newer to the industry, but I can tell you've got one of the most experienced teams in the field.
Yes, sir.
And these guys work for you.
Yes, sir.
All right. I highly encourage you guys to take advantage of this team of people. They've got an incredible experienced team working for you in the field, and I promise you'll be happy with the results.
Thanks for listening to the Best Option Restoration Podcast. This podcast series is designed to help you better understand the challenges you face, compare options, and educate you about your specific situation so you can make sound decisions. Events like yours can increase in cost significantly or limit your options by making uninformed decisions and, in some cases, impact your health. Offering restoration services for water damage, mold remediation, and fire damage, we are a full-service company and have remodeling teams on staff for buildbacks that saves time and money. All of our field techs are IICRC certified. For more information, call 832-377-7011. Best Option Restoration.